Hello, I'm Colette Sylvester with the Alberta Regional Professional Development Consortia, and today I'm introducing our Exploring Instructional Strategies for Grade 5 Algebra series. And I was fortunate to develop this series with Kathy Charchin and Tammy Leslie. So today I'm going to do a short video on exploring instructional strategies for the first row of knowledge, understanding, skills, and procedures in the Alberta curriculum. And I would like to just start off by introducing our premise for this video. Equations express relationships between quantities is our big organizing idea. The guiding question of how can expressions enhance communication of number. And of course, the key learning outcome for algebra is students interpret numerical and algebraic expressions. So within the first row of KUSPS today, we're going to explore the instructional strategy of utilizing math talks for students to interpret numerical and algebraic expressions. We're going to also attach in the comments below, you'll see some resources, so a PDF for resources, as well as a instructional video to dive into unpacking the new curriculum for grade 5 and 6 algebra that was put together by Betty Morris. So please check the comments below to access the recording for that as well if you want to learn more about the content itself to deepen your own understanding. Where to start? I like to start by introducing this idea of 4 freedoms in a mathematically rich classroom, where we have the freedom to make mistakes, the freedom to ask questions, the freedom to think for ourselves, and the freedom to choose our own strategies. So within a mathematically rich classroom, teachers and students acknowledge and discuss errors and the reason behind them. Students question each other. Students reach and justify conclusions on their math knowledge, and we really want students to engage in that productive struggle with appropriate scaffolding. So one of the things I like to do to set the stage for success in my math class, and especially in the areas of math talks, I would co-construct the criteria for what we would see, hear, and feel during a math talk. So we might see students sharing ideas, their solutions, and their justifications. We might see students standing together with their heads together, writing on a shared board or whiteboard. We might hear teachers presenting the carefully selected task to the whole class or perhaps a small group. We might have students questioning each other, saying things like, I noticed that, I wonder if, have you thought of? And in terms of feeling, it feels comfortable and safe that students know it's okay to make mistakes and that we learn together from those mistakes. So the steps to success for math talk specifically are starting off with the first part being individual, clarify, and share. So you want to give students some wait time, think time after you've posed a question. Then you would have them turn and talk. They might revoice or clarify what they need more understanding on, followed by getting students to orient themselves to the thinking of peers. So perhaps with 1 or 2 other peers, they might restate or repeat what the idea is, asking questions to another person to find out maybe what they're thinking, and then having children move into this deepening their own reasoning. So why do you think that? What convinces you? What's your evidence? So students really have to justify and clarify their thinking. And then finally, going into this engaging in reasoning with others, where students will agree or disagree, or agree to disagree, or add on to their ideas and their thinking. So as we move into an example of a task that we might start with, I want to pose 3 plus 8 times 2. And the task would be evaluate this expression. It's important that I'm using this vocabulary, evaluate being one of our key verbs and skills and procedures that are going to be assessed, and expression and making sure that students understand what is an expression before you dive into the actual solution finding math talk. So you want to encourage students to have some think time about this on their own, and then encourage students to ask questions to clarify from me as classroom teacher or with other students when they start working together. And as they work through the task, you want to ask students if they see a strategy that they've never seen before. So for example, here's something you might see in the classroom where a student has solved the solution being 19. You want to annotate their thinking with words and numbers. So have students explain their thinking and accept every answer. You're going to have most likely more than one answer to this particular task when you start. So once you have worked through multiple different answers and students' thinking is explained, you might introduce the revisiting of the order of operations as the rules that we need to apply so that we don't have all different answers every time we engage in a problem, that we have some rules in terms of the order of operations. So you'd introduce parentheses, exponents, and then multiplication and division, and followed by addition and subtraction. The sentence, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," can help students remember the order of operations. And then you might create an anchor chart, which you could have students follow up with their own examples of different expressions that they've evaluated. And then there's this low floor, high ceiling idea of more complex, least complex, where students get to share their examples, and you put that into a bulletin board. So as we wrap up today, my hope is that we build our number sense through number talks. We've got those mathematical conversations that build listening and communication skills. Strategies become more efficient. We engage in discussions around mathematical reasoning and using mathematical language. We sharpen our mental math skills and ultimately build confidence. I hope you enjoyed this series. Please again, check the comments below for additional videos and resources, and watch for series part 2 and 3 coming in the near future. Thanks.